Hey guys, I've been not live filming down here for a couple hours at the near the Justice Center. The flag-waving conservative crowd came out and they did a 2A Second Amendment statement in memorial for Jay. Jay died a little bit more than a month ago, just on that last intersection over there. They came out armed to make a statement against the city for letting Jay's killer out 2 months before Jay was killed. He was jailed for gun charges, and the city released him. And then 2 months later, he killed somebody here in Oregon. So I've been filming out here, but not live, for the last couple hours, and not too much violence has happened so far. Chandler Pappas got maced pretty bad. The protester crowd has been throwing objects and dumping fluids and spitting on people from the parking garages. The protester crowd took an American flag that was hanging, and they burnt that across the street. There are, I think, 2 snack vans that have shown up. It's a black one and a white one, and none of those are the infamous snack van. There's been a lot of threats on the other side. There's a lot of dialogue from the two sides. Dustin, the infamous guy in the wheelchair, had a lot of conversation with the conservative crowd today. Been a lot of violence threatened against the conservative side.
Somebody get his name and badge number right there. Name and badge number right there. Where's Sergeant? I'm requesting a sergeant, please. I'd like his name and badge number. He's wearing a cowboy hat. Excuse me, sir. Can you come and identify yourself, please? There's another one right there. There's another one right there. Oh, he's even got a fucking cowboy hat.
This crowd's been pretty obnoxious for a while, dumping liquids and sodas and spitting on people. I'm actually really bummed out lately with all the division and all the hate that I've just been seeing for months and months. Just tired of it. You guys know that I'm not a Christian, but I am very immersed in the Bible and know a lot of the Christian history and the Christian theology. I've just been feeling like Jeremiah. I think he's the prophet that goes up on the hillside and just laments over the city and the depravity, and they're marching on their way to hell. But there's just so many people that just hate each other and won't talk and have no reason for the things that they're doing. You try to discuss it and nothing but hatred and emotion comes out. There's no clearly formed ideas. I feel like the college systems have manipulated a large portion of American population, a good portion of a whole generation. They're accusing one of the officers of being a Proud Boy and making some kind of secret hand signal. Doesn't make any sense. They also were accusing one of the officers of being a Jew and slandering him, and these are the protesters saying that. I don't have any setup right now, so if my audio is bad, I'm just filming with just a straight camera right now. I was filming with a different setup earlier. There are officers having to put up with this constantly for the last couple months. Here is the remainder, or a good chunk of the conservative protesters that were out here today. They showed up at 3rd and I believe Alder. That's the site in between Alder and Washington right here. Actually, it's one street past Alder. Is a site where Jay was killed a little more than a month ago. So they showed up to his memorial site and showed up armed to make a statement to the city that they're upset of the lopsided prosecution of protesters. If you don't know Alan Sweeney, a man that's been pretty prevalent in these conservative protests, is the giant guy that is pictured macing people now and then. I'm not going to go into the context. You can look up that context if you need to. He's in prison, or he's in jail right now, Multnomah County Jail, for several charges. One of them being brandishing a firearm, I believe, on the 26th of August, I believe that was, the Portland battle. And he's not been released. And you all know that all the rioters are being booked and released within sometimes not even a couple hours. And he's been in there for several days, not releasing him. So, all right, I'm gonna look at the chat here. 430 people in here. Yeah, I've been trying to be more and more unbiased. I mean, I'm not going to lie about my biases. I'm a patriot. I am skeptical of the systems of government, which was a pretty strong patriotic sentiment up until just recently. But I'm not for the riots. I'd like to hear what they have to say. I wish they'd try harder to have a peaceful voice before they start going and burning things down and attacking people. And anyway, I am very tired of all the division and all the violence and all the hatred. It really bums me out when I talk to like a crowd of protesters and they just kind of get into that groupthink. They were calling me a white supremacist earlier. I tried to have a dialogue with them and just basically slandering me as a racist and a white supremacist. All they knew was the color of my skin. So. So if you guys don't know, the actual laws in Multnomah County are that you can't have a gun loaded if you're carrying it unless you have a CHL permit, a concealed handguns license. If you don't have that, you can open carry a gun that's unloaded. You can't have the magazine or a bullet in the gun. If you have a concealed handguns license, you can carry a loaded pistol concealed. Without in Multnomah County, you cannot conceal and you cannot carry a loaded weapon. With a CHL in Multnomah County, you can carry concealed and you can have your weapon loaded.
Do you believe in COVID now?
Yeah. That's fucking Franklin real now. Getting airlifted to the hospital to own the libs.
Melania has COVID.
Your flags disrespect our veterans!
You realize you're not supposed to alter or deface the flag, you idiot?
You're supposed to wear the flag in the face of robbery!
People complaining about the flag being altered, but they just burnt a flag. They just burnt one of the American flags that was hanging at the event earlier today. So that's Dustin in the wheelchair there. I got some pretty good interview with him earlier today. At least I had I don't know how good you'll think the dialogue was, but he gave a chance to talk. Gave him a chance to talk, and he spoke his mind for a little bit.
What are they doing here?
Yeah, what are they
Well, they show up hours after Proud Boys are here. Hours after we already got maced up the street.
I've recorded it 4 different times, sent videos in to all of you.
Oh yeah,
Numerous times.
they
They maced my girlfriend.
Prevent what?
No, they weren't anywhere to be found.
Who's fighting? Okay, so why aren't you ever blocking their line? Why aren't you over there? Why aren't you over there? We're not packing. We might be the assholes that you guys don't like, but we're not packing. So if you protect the people, your vest should be in front of them. Because we're not packing.
Nazi collaborator. George Soros is a Nazi collaborator. George Soros is a Nazi collaborator. George Soros is a Nazi collaborator.
I can only assume that that's Joey Gibson. I don't know. Who is that? Is that Joey? Yeah. So that's Joey Gibson driving the vehicle around with the loudspeaker. Hey guys, I'm live streaming now, so I wonder if you could tell the audience what the event here is today and why you guys came out.
To honor Jay. We came out here to honor Jay
At his memorial
at his
site.
memorial.
All right.
We were here, and there was no one there, and all of a sudden it just started coming out everywhere.
And there was a two amendment aspect of today's event today, right?
Yeah.
That's what Chandler was saying today was supposed to be a 2 amendment event as well.
To come down here and
At his memorial.
at his memorial because of his
Okay,
murder.
come down there to fuck with them,
to be
cause
in
them
Portland.
any
It's
problems.
okay for
it
those
never
who
fails
support
to
law
show up,
enforcement to be in Portland.
harass
Come
us,
on,
to assault
Portland,
us.
stand up, stand up. Have true tolerance.
Thank you, guys.
True tolerance is believing that it's okay to be around others who feel differently than you. George Soros is a Nazi collaborator, and he has paid for Mike Schmidt, the DA in Multnomah County. George Soros, a Nazi collaborator, paid $20,000 for Mike Schmidt. For Mike Schmidt, the DA.
That's what it says on your sign. Officers do their job.
Hey buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I'm Villain with the Villain Report. Can I interview you real quick?
Not right now, bro.
Okay. You want to say anything else now that it got quiet?
We came down because of Jay's murderer got off 2 charges for having a gun. Had he not gotten off for illegally carrying,
Still be alive.
he would have been in jail and Jay'd still be alive to this day. So we come down here legally carrying right at his tree, you know, just out of respect and to see what would happen. Well, we found out what was going to happen. We can't even come down here to go and just show Jay some respect.
Yeah.
And then you get them, you know, just dismantling everything we did for Jay up there on the street and
Throwing water bottles.
punch me.
I'd break you in half.
Do it.
Piece of shit, pink shorts.
Do it. You faggot in pink shorts.
Did you just call me a faggot? You just used so you're
You
homophobic.
guys just threw some shit at me too.
We got a homophobic, racist, fascist over
Racist,
here.
brown guy.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Nothing
You're
but a
bitch.
sin, nigga.
Little
I am,
man
buddy.
syndrome having motherfucker. That's why you need all those guns, because you know I'd knock you the fuck out.
Do it.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Do it.
I'd break you in half, you fucking punk ass, pussy ass motherfucker. Why are you even trying to front? You're a bitch.
walked
dude.
over
You're
here.
a bitch.
You
You're a
walked over
bitch.
here.
You're the bitch.
You walked over here.
Oh, what are you talking for, you fucking midget?
You walked over
What the fuck are you
here.
gonna do?
Fucking Hulk. Hulk wannabe in your pink shorts.
So, a little tense right now. This intersection is open and there is traffic coming through here. So,
Mama raised the fashion. 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 Mama raised
What are the bets that this guy's going to dump that cup of coffee on the crowd? It looks like he's about to. What do you guys think? He's just walking up, or he's going to dump that cup on? What do you guys think?
Get out of the street, right? Hey, get out of the street, right? Get out of the street, right?
You got a crosswalk right here, don't we?
Oh, you
got a crosswalk.
It says stop.
Yeah, you said, oh, it says walk now. You're good. You're good. You're okay. Perfect.
Yeah, y'all advocate for running us over because we're in the street all the time, so you know, it's just kind of the thing to say.
Great.
Yeah. Say something intelligent.
Yeah. It's cute.
Take your douchebaggery elsewhere. You may have an address. You may have an address.
Says the people who burn the flag.
I'm a Sandy I was brown, bro. I get called Sandy all the time. You're brave. By all kinds of people. By racist people.
Do a wide shot here. Let you guys see. It's not that many people down here. So police just left. They did have a pretty good police presence here a few minutes ago. They went up a couple blocks towards the Justice Center. I don't know if something's going on up there or... On the protester side, there's been a lot of attempts to instigate violence or threaten violence today. Chandler Pappas got sprayed in the face with mace pretty bad.
What's up, bitch? No, you don't. I can tell how angry you are. I can tell how angry you are with your own way. No, because I was having an intelligent conversation. I was having an intelligent conversation. I was having an intelligent conversation. You are not intelligent.
I don't give a fuck about you.
What are you doing out here, miss? Are you live streamer?
Don't ask me who I am. Black Lives Matter person.
Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Hey, hey, fuck Donald Trump. Hey, hey, fuck
They use this handicap man pretty regularly.
Trump.
I think it's shameful. They had him burn an American flag earlier.
Hey, hey, fuck Donald Trump. Hey, hey, fuck Donald Trump. I'm giving you an opportunity. Say something intelligent. Goddamn right.
Chandler.
You're fucking right over there.
He has too many feelings.
Yeah, because
We're not out here. Hey, you're right. We're out here with fucking feelings and heart. You're out here with ignorance and stupidity. You're out here with ignorance and stupidity.
You guys can't
There's a big difference. There's a big difference.
Shut the fuck up!
You're not happy.
Shut the fuck up!
That's the only sad. No. It's because you're so sad. No, I'm so much more. I'm just not gonna waste my breath on a bigot. You stupid whore.
Tell me. I'm asking you to tell me.
Calm down.
I'm asking you
Calm down. I will
to
never
give
calm
me an
down.
example.
I'm only 18, bitch. You're dying in how many years? Guess what? No. I'm in college. I'm in college. I'm educated. That's the difference.
You know what it means to you know what it means to whitewash? Let's do that.
If you lay hands on me, you're gonna get back the fuck off me now.
You just walked away. Come on, you just walked away. Let's talk about it.
Thank you, Kyla. So appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Everything you just said. Everything you just said.
I asked you for the nervous documents, and you said
Let's talk about everything you just
You're not
said.
letting me talk. The conversation is
What?
So you told him if you didn't come out with guns and you weren't aggressive, I wouldn't be aggressive to you. That's what you told him, did you not? So I've never come out with a gun. I've never come out with mace.
You showed up red, white, and blue.
You're not letting me finish. I've never come out with anything to protect me. Nothing. But yet you've treated me like
You don't have to. Because they show up with guns for you.
I've been out here with 4 of us. You and your friends came over.
There's nothing dangerous about 4 of you.
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
You're out here with them right now, and they got
But
guns.
when I
So when you come back, I'm trying to tell you, you're not letting me talk. No, listen. See, Karen, you run away. You fucking run away.
Karen, what's your name?
You know my name.
Okay, well, I'm Karen. So nice to meet you.
You know my name. You all know my name very well.
Karen's for cops.
Oh no. Listen. Yeah, listen to that. Listen. Let's go. Running away.
Got the right idea.
I gave you.
Bye, Karen. Bye, Karen.
A lot of the crowd has left. There were quite a bit more protester types out here a little while ago. So those of you that are just tuning in, about 2 o'clock, a crowd of conservatives, patriots, back to blue, whatever you want to call them, showed up at the site of Jay's memorial. That was the man that was killed for wearing the Patriot Pair clothing a little more than a month ago. It was on 3rd, just south of Alder. They showed up there for a memorial and also a Second Amendment event to make a statement about their Second Amendment rights because of the biased prosecution of protesters that the city of Portland has been having, as they claim. Right now, Alan Sweeney, the very giant man, is at many of the conservative protests, is being held in jail in Multnomah County for several days, as opposed to most of the protester types on the left that get caught and released pretty quickly. So they came out to show an open carry Second Amendment event for conservatives and for a memorial for Jay, and waved their American flags and their back to blue flags. It didn't take too long for a group of left-sided protesters to show up and start accosting them. They threatened violence many times. Chandler Pappas got sprayed in the face with mace pretty good today. The other side has been throwing objects, threatening violence, provoking violence, and spitting on people.
Let me film. All you fuckers claim you're fucking press, you're fucking liars. Get it. Go, get in the truck. Get in the truck. Take
Thank you for looking out.
Get up. Get up. Get in. Get in.
Put that shit down! Put it down! There's no need for that! Put it down! You're a piece of shit! Put it down, bro! Nobody's pointing shit at you! Put that shit down! Nobody's pushing anything at you! Put it down!
This is a common occurrence that I've experienced in these events with the protester side, the left wing rider protester side. The guy assaulted. I got on camera. That guy just assaulted you. You got it? Yeah, he's the guy that hit the other man in the face earlier with the bullhorn. You guys, did I get that? Did that punch to the back of the head get caught on camera?
You bitch, shut the fuck up!
Look at these guys.
You ain't talk now, military boy! You ain't talk now!
Thank you for that $5 super chat, Pull of Fears. As I was saying, this happens whenever there's a conservative event. When they leave, they're not allowed to leave safely.
Look at these people, these true fascists right here. Portland is filled with true fascists.
That was Mace from the left side. There's Joey Gibson up there with his loud horn.
Hey, Red Hat!
Celebrate yourselves, and then you're pathetic. Absolutely. And diapers.
Allow these people to have a different belief than you. True fascism is attacking people for their free speech. That's what Hitler did. Come on now. Allow them to be different from you. That is true tolerance. That is true love. Have love. Have respect. Come on now. Come on now. Have true love. Have true respect. Come on now. Have true love. Have true respect.
You guys, if you like my stuff, please like and follow on Villain Report Facebook, Villain Report Twitter, Villain Report on Twitch, and Villain Report you're watching right now live on YouTube, Villain Report. Please like and subscribe, share. If you want to help me out financially, you can hit me up on Cash App, Venmo. Both are Villain Report on Cash App, Villain Report on Venmo, and I also have the villainreport@gmail.com on PayPal if you guys are interested. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching.
Hey, we don't care. We're not here to fight you. Oh, that's it.
Well, they had a bunch of them.
Yeah, it happens so much that it's not even worth mentioning.
I'm not paralyzed by a car. I have to take a military role on that.
Friendly fire. It happens, and it just happened there, you guys.
That was Son of Hightower. If you heard his commentary there, he's talking about friendly fire. The left side of the protesters sprayed themselves pretty good with bear mace. So this happens anytime there's a conservative event. The protesters, leftist protesters and the rioters, Black Lives Matter, Antifa types, will not let them leave. There is never a point where they disengage and let them leave. So they can't get to their cars safely. They can't just leave. They can't have a protest and just walk out of here. The crowd will chase them. If they walked all the way to their house, the crowd would chase them, I think. They chase them into parking garages. They chase them to their cars.
It must get embarrassing getting right out of Can't fucking lie to me.
Let's not pretend.
Can't fucking lie to me. I fucking read your shit. Get the fuck out.
See this $10 super chat from Angry Michael. Thanks, Phil. Be safe, brother. $10. Thanks, man.
Fuck out.
I also like to point out that that this is being allowed by the city. There's a large mob of people chasing maybe a dozen people or less, and they're trying to leave. They're trying to go their own way. They're trying to go home, and the mob will not let them. And the city doesn't have police here stopping this. The reason why this stuff happens in Portland is because the city officials allow it to happen. You watch the protests in other cities, the police come in and they are empowered to do their jobs.
Hey, you're missing spots. Y'all ain't here for non-violence. Fucking red here, can't fucking lie to me. Go home now. Can't fucking lie to me. Go home. I read your post. Go home. You fucking liars out here saying that
Several people in this crowd that are following the conservative side have threatened violence, have pushed people, have punched people today.
Look at these fascists. Look at these fascists.
There's Joey Gibson driving around in his car with the loudspeaker on it. Someone just threw a golf ball. Where'd they get golf balls from?
I wouldn't be out here. Dox me. I don't care. Roger Price. That's my name.
Your name is Go home. Bye,
Karen.
Bye, Karen.
You know, you're like Bruce Gilpin with that thing, yeah?
In my opinion, this is mass hysteria. I know several of these people, not extremely well, but all the ones that I've known and talked to are avidly against fascism, avidly against racism, avidly against discrimination. And it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter who they actually are. See, they've been walking for quite a while now, and the crowd will not let them leave. Kid Seville, put $5 in whatever we need. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the donation. The conservative people are chanting the left's chant back at them. Guy's got some weapons in his pockets there he's concealing. Odin Sun since $10 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Get in! Get in! Get in!
Escape car. Black Rebel.
Black Rebel's trying to pick people up.
Black Rebel. Well.
Bro, send a $10 super chat. Be safe, be well, villain. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Now I gotta get out of here.
These guys hung it out.
Is that a parked car? They got a parked car blocked in there.
Anybody come read this? Anybody? Anybody come read
Black Rebel there, trying to get out. Attacking Black Rebel's car pretty good. That guy's got a bat. They're gonna take out the back window. They got a side view mirror. So I'm out, you guys. Thank you for watching. Villain Report is out. I'm just gonna mute it for a second, and once I get clear here, I'll do a closing chat with you guys if you want. I'm gonna stay live, but I'm gonna mute it. All right, guys, I am clear of the chaos. I'm out of there, safe and sound. I wanted to stay and kind of film the aftermath a little bit, but those guys that were attacking the, sorry, I'm just gonna hold the screen like that for a little bit. I'm just gonna chat with you for a minute, not show anything. But a couple blocks, I'll take that off. Those guys that were attacking the car Black Rebel was driving were trying to target me earlier for a while, so I figured I didn't want to stick around and just instigate the mob any more than they already were. But CL says, "You're all children, go home." Thanks, CL. Some more constructive dialogue we use in this world. It's great that you're helping things out. Thank you, man. So if you guys, there's 2,600 people in here still, so I'm repeating myself, but if you weren't here, what happened today is at 2 o'clock, Chandler Papas and several other people showed up at 3rd and just south of Alder to the site where Jay was killed a little more than a month ago, to have a memorial for him and to also have a Second Amendment show. They came open carrying firearms, and they were trying to make a statement to the city of Portland about the biased prosecution of protesters. Right now, Alan Sweeney has been labeled a Proud Boy. Proud Boys say he's not a Proud Boy. He does have a Proud Boy tattoo on his arm. He's around a lot of those events. He was turning himself in on a warrant for several felony charges. I think the main one was brandishing a firearm during a public event. He turned himself in, and he's been in the jail in Multnomah County for several days, versus most writers are spent a couple hours in there at most. But so if you guys like my stuff, please like, subscribe, and share. Follow on what you're watching right now is YouTube, Villain Report. I also have the Facebook, Villain Report, Twitter is Villain Report, and then Twitch, Villain Report. If you guys want to help me out financially at all, you can do so through Super Chats on here. And you can also hit me up on Cash App, which is Villain Report. And then there is also Venmo. It is Villain Report. And then I also have the Villain Report at gmail.com for PayPal. Thank you guys. Please like, follow, and subscribe. All my platforms, Villain Report. But so the conservative crowd came out to do that Second Amendment show, open carry show, and the memorial for Jay pretty soon. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, protester types, rioter types started showing up in numbers and started accosting them, started throwing things at them. There were a couple attempts to start physical altercations. The left did assault a couple people just lightly, smashing people in the face with a bullhorn, punching people in the back of the head, that sort of thing. And they started throwing water bottles and other objects at people, dumping liquids and fluids on people. But the conservative side never that I saw really got into full-on assaulting them back. I know Chandler Papas did get maced pretty hardcore. Anyways, I'm gonna read the chat a little bit and do a little bit of a debrief here, and let me go get a little spot to sit down here, and then I'll read the chat and debrief with you guys, hear what your thoughts were. Got a $10 super chat from Kathy Bonin. Thank you, Kathy. And a $20 super chat from Nolan Jorgensen. Thank you, Nolan. Nolan's one of my moderators. Kind of you, man. Appreciate that. If you guys don't know, my chat is for free speech. Don't target anybody. Don't harass anybody. Don't slander people. You can be crass and coarse and have rugged conversation. I'm fine with that. Share your ideas, your opposing beliefs, but don't target people and don't spam. MM is my moderator of moderators. She's the boss mod. So if she says something, that's law. So, all right. So I'll sit here and chat with you guys for a little bit. You know those bricks, huh, Trevor L? Never give up your gun, says you in it. So what do you guys think about that? For those of you who are watching, I did not live stream the whole event. For the first probably 2 hours at least, I just filmed on my GoPro, and I'll be putting up some of those altercations and conversations I had. R. Barnes sends a $20 super chat. Can't see what it says. Thank you, R. Barnes. Appreciate that. You know those patch of weeds, mister. Why did the police leave? I don't know. I think that they, originally they were a couple blocks away from us. And then once the conservative side started leaving the area, the left protester side started following and aggressing pretty hard. And we ended up next to the police cars. And then at one point they inched away. They kind of separated themselves a little bit, and then they all drove off a little bit later. I don't know if that was, I don't know. I assume that they were trying to de-escalate the police presence, which is a tactic Portland does a lot. $2 super chat from Angry AR15. They about attacked CJ last night. This needs to stop. Yeah, I'm getting tired of all this, you guys. I'm just like, I think I was telling earlier, and I always preface myself to just stop explaining. I'm not a Christian, but I'm very immersed in Christianity and the Bible. I've got a long history in it, and I understand a lot of it. Just like lately, I've been feeling like that. I think it's the prophet Jeremiah. He just kind of looks over the city and he just like laments over it, and you just see all these people. There's fewer that I see that are kind of going crazy on the right, that are being mean to people and like attacking people and calling for violence, but really big on the left. And I just see a lot of these people are like just deluded or caught up in emotions or caught up in propaganda and manipulation. And it just I feel like they're ruining their lives, and they're just so full of anger. And it's exhausting for me to see that repeatedly, just over and over, all the hate and just anger towards everybody. Just people are not happy. Gene Nance, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if someone says low IQ left. I don't know if they're just I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't just assume they're all low IQ, because a lot of the left are highly educated people, and not necessarily to say that academic education is a mark of intelligence. It's not always, but I don't know. One thing I was talking to one of the leftists today, as I was trying to promote the idea that it doesn't help to assume ignorance or to assume stupidity or to assume negativity on a disagreement on the other side. So when you disagree with somebody, I don't think it's very helpful to assume that they're misinformed or to assume that they're ignorant or to assume that they're stupid. I don't know. But days like today's, and talking to those people that were just calling me white supremacist and calling me, trying to get me to fight them, and just parroting talking points and just being nasty, like really precious hard, and makes that motivation I have to try to seek peace for both sides and to try to create dialogue. Like days like today just wear on my motivation for that, because I mean, you can watch these things and you can go to these things, and it's clear that one side is instigating far more. The great mass of the violence and the instigation and the destruction is being done by the left, and then it's crazy to talk to them, because a lot of them say the same thing and that they see it from the right, and it's crazy. Yeah, their education is to hate you. Yeah, that's true, man. Some of them are just so full of hate and anger. Like, man, if you guys have kids, I don't see how people still send their kids to public schools. I know in the 90s, homeschoolers looked like Looney Tunes, but like today, I don't see how people still send their kids to public schools or to most universities. Yeah, critical race theory, that's something you can't like discuss with him. Oh, we got a big super chat from Jennifer Thrice. $40 super chat. Thank you, Jennifer. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, school choice would be another option if we could actually do that, to where taxpayers could choose which schools got tax money and which didn't. I was talking to an old man recently, and he was talking about how in the 70s, before all the women went into the workforce, moms like controlled the schools like crazy. Like PTA groups were active and powerful. Like the moms, they were in charge of the school. Like they decided the curriculum. They decided what teachers got to stay or which teachers got fired. But once all the women went into the workforce, there wasn't much time for parents to be involved in the PTA as much, and so the school system, the curriculum became bureaucratized and controlled by the government rather than the people. And someone's mentioning the unions. If you guys ever look into the union system in public schools, it's messed up. Like there are some horrible teachers that just can't get fired. Joe Carlista says, will you turn the footage of the criminals over to the sheriff? Black Rebel, who was assaulted. So the thing is about live stream is my footage is public, so there's no need to turn it into the sheriff. But Black Rebel, who had his car assaulted, is aware that was caught on camera. So R. Barnes says, Villain, you were right. When my kids were in school, I was into everything. Us mothers were in there doing something all the time. We even took our over the lunches. Yeah. Yeah, someone's asking what Joey was there. Joey was driving around a vehicle with a loud PA system on top and speaking about, he's doing talking points like China supports Black Lives Matter, and China also has millions of Muslims and Uyghurs in concentration camps, and he was just showing the hypocrisy of the communist movement. Edge of Eternity 101 says, marching into the twilight zone, no clear talking points that are negotiable, making demands on citizens that are just trying to get through this life without doing harm to anyone. Yeah. I feel bad for this generation. I actually feel bad for the majority of the rioters. There are those sinister rioters out there that are bringing condoms full of feces and other bodily fluids, and they're throwing at people and attacking people and doing secret attacks on people. And people out there just come to show up just for violence. But I would say a good portion, if not a majority, of the leftist protesters are indoctrinated with propaganda and don't even really understand the things that they're doing or saying. And I feel bad for them because they're doing such horrible things and they're filling their hearts with such confusion and hate. And I don't even think they realize what they're doing. They're ruining their lives, and the lives of people around them. Villain, what do you think Trump's angle was in the debate this week? What do you think Trump's angle was in the debate this week? I don't know about this week. Last week, I was pretty upset with how it was just pathetic how that debate went. That was not professional, or I just couldn't believe that that's our U.S. presidential debate went like that from both sides. And then the fact that Mike Wallace was a third debater rather than an unbiased moderator, I don't even know. That just drives me crazy. Yeah, why condoms? I think they're just sinister and they're trying to make things as gross as possible. Hopefully they weren't used condoms. Hello from Iceland. Kickin' June is in here from Iceland. Hey man, that's pretty cool. We got somebody tuning in all the way from Icelandia. So M. Miller says, hating single moms isn't professional either, but you do it. I don't hate single moms, Mike M. Miller. Slandering people and putting words in people's mouth isn't I don't know, upright and virtuous. I don't hate single moms just because, but what you're saying right now is exactly what I'm talking about when I have spoken out against single mothers' behavior. and the worship of single mothers is because they can't even be criticized in our society without people like you acting like I hate them for criticizing some of their behavior of some of them. $10 super chat from a Loquacious. Hey man, thank you again, man. I appreciate seeing you here donating to me. Thank you. Ideology, that is what gives evil doing its long-sought justification. It gives the evildoer the necessary steadfastness and determination. Alexander Solzhenitsyn. I'm not aware of that quote of him, but man, he's a good author. That guy was a genius. I've got like a whole shelf full of his books. The guy's a great guy. He's a role model of mine. One of the people I look up to. Can anyone here name one thing Biden has done for the USA in 50 years he was in office? Dylan, do you think it will get better after 2020 is over? Mama Reed, I don't know. I feel like we're at a point in history where we could do something new and great in the world and make things better in a way that they've never been in before. But I also think we're at a point in history where things can get really bad for a really long time. A couple times recently I've said I'm kind of black-pilled. And then I've said I kind of think this is maybe the end of the American empire or the end of peace for a while in human history. But I'm trying not to let that be my stance. I don't know. But I know that good people have to come together and do something really, really big and really, really great in order for things to not keep getting worse right now. That's my opinion. Yeah, Meme Jones says, if most single mothers were telling the truth, of course, they would want a man there. But if government is your daddy and pays for everything, then they will discard their own children. Yeah, I think that the right tends to look at morality and religion more so than rationality and science. Sometimes, I'm not saying that it's one or the other, but I think they lean towards that way. And I think a lot of times we'll look at morality, but we won't look at like nature. And I think we need to talk more about the nature of men and the nature of women, and why the government is able to offer subsidies and welfare to women, and how that creates a dysfunction in the marriage structure and the family structure, and how they're able to do that because of female nature. Female nature, I think, is amoral. It's not good or bad, but it can be bad and it can be good. And I think that female nature makes women very suggestible to welfare and welfare programs, and the government can come in and usurp the authority of the father and the husband. $5 super chat from Maori Melissa. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I was left my whole life, says Buddha Girl, and went right on the mean-spiritedness of the left, and also Trump quitting wars. The warmongers are mad, and it shows. Yeah, that's something I noticed. Just go out in the protests, and just that mean, nasty spirit. And they boast in it. They're like proud that they're nasty to people. They're proud that they're dumping urine on people. They're proud that they're spitting on people. And that's hard to ignore. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here in about less than 5 minutes. Just doing my close-up debrief chat here. Insignificant says, isn't this interrupting your heroin time? You are not virtuous. Thanks, man. I decided to pass on my heroin time today, so I'm good for right now. Thank you, though. I got a $5 super chat from Buddha Girl. It says, stay strong, and thanks again. Thank you, Buddha Girl. $15 super chat. I don't know if that's two of them or just showed double up, but it shows that you sent two. So if you did that, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, we now bring you back to your regular scheduled riot. That's funny. I don't know. I'll try to reject one, Buddha Girl, and see if I can do that. Put a tumor in China. I don't know how to do that, but if I can, I'll go in there and reject one of them. So thank you for sending that, though. Thank you, Lola Bells. Appreciate that. Chwelly San Quinn says, what do I think of the attempted cross burning? I saw that off in the distance. I was in a conversation with somebody on the time. That was before I went live stream. And it just kind of shows what they're about, right? They just like disrespect any belief that the other people hold and just do it in their face. And yeah, if you guys don't know, I think there was a cross and it was like decorated in a patriotic style, like had like frilly ribbons on it, and like I think it was decorated American flag stuff. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if that was from the conservatives and they stole it, or one of the left guys just brought it. But yeah, he was just trying to show it and trying to spark anger from the right side of the event by trying to burn that little cross in front of everybody. Kind of ironic that anybody would be burning a cross at a Black Lives Matter area. Like, the people that were protesting the conservatives were largely Black Lives Matter. So I don't see how they weren't the ones that were really upset at the idea of a cross being burnt at a protest. A $5 super chat from Joe Bob Biscuithead. Joe Bob Biscuithead looks like he's supporting the firefighters. Are you going to be at AV rally in Florida? Most likely not. Most likely not. Things shifted. I was going to be there this weekend in Kenosha, but things shifted. Most likely I will not be in Florida. I think that's on the 24th, but things could change. But it's clear across the country. That kind of stuff is a little expensive, but probably not. Yeah. I agree, Maryland, Hollywood. Until we realize all lives matter equally, there will always be tensions between races. I agree. I can't believe these people that are going to college right now have been so indoctrinated and misled by their teachers that they can come up with someone like me that know nothing about me, and then just start calling me a white supremacist, and just because they see the color of my skin, and you're a white supremacist because you're white. Yeah. I don't like that. African American, born and raised in Portland. We don't idiots rioting, looting. We don't want idiots rioting or looting. Thank you, BC. Appreciate that. I thank you guys that are African American and don't agree with these riots and looting. And I know it's hard for you guys to speak up because I know some of my friends that are African American, they express anything in support of Trump or in support of conservatism or anything against Black Lives Matter or against the writing. They get called coon and far worse words, and they get a lot of harassment. So thanks for speaking up and saying that kind of stuff. Mike Watkins says, what's with the ground shot? So I finished up my stream earlier, and then just one of the things I like to do is after a stream, I get out of there and just chat with my audience for a little bit, just kind of do a debrief and just have a little bit of time to interact with the crowd. And I don't like to show where I'm at after that, because people do like to attack streamers, and especially if you have anything for the conservative side or the right or anything against the riots or the protests. So just trying to have a chat without giving away myself completely is where I am. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm pretty hungry. I'm gonna go chill out and get some food and kind of read a book and stop thinking about how hateful the world is right now. So all right, you guys. I'll post some of the non-live footage I had from today later tonight, hopefully. I'll go home and get that uploaded on my laptop and cut it and edit it a little bit and put a bunch of little smaller posts out on YouTube, and then I'll post those links on Facebook and Twitter. I had some dialogue with Dustin, the disabled man in the wheelchair, and I had some other dialogues with certain people, so it was interesting. So I'm going to say thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. One more time, if you guys want to like, subscribe, and follow, you're watching me live on YouTube, hit that like, subscribe button. I also have Facebook is Villain Report, Twitter is Villain Report, Twitch is Villain Report, and if you care to help financially, I have Cash App is Villain Report, Venmo is Villain Report, and the PayPal is thevillainreport@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. Help me out in any way that you do. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for my mods. I appreciate all of you, especially my boss mods in charge of all of them and organizes things. Thank you guys so much. Can you send that text you just sent one more time? I didn't get a chance to see it. I swiped it out of the way. Thank you, Mommy. I will wait another second, to see if that was anything relevant to the chat. That text that I swiped out of the way, if you can resend it. Battery-powered gardener says, thanks for not answering my question. There are 1.3 thousand people in here right now. Sorry if I didn't see your chat. Feel free to throw it up again real fast. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll talk about that afterwards. Villain is beta as fuck. Thanks, Young Visionary, 1985. That's cool. Cool, bro. Keyboard warriors, always very bold. All right, you guys. Villain Report is out.